am Steph Spencer. I'm pastor of elementary ministries. So some of you guys might actually remember me if you've been around Blackhawk for a while, from when you were in elementary yourself. And I'm excited to get the chance to talk to you tonight. And you might be wondering why I'm looking in a mirror right now, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm supposed to be giving a talk right now, but I'm really thinking about my hair. Like, I just got my hair cut yesterday, and it's really short, and it's shorter than I thought it was going to be, and I'm still not positive I actually like it. And so I'm kind of nervous about how my hair looks. And the other thing I have to tell you, I'm really nervous also about my outfit. You guys can't really see it yet, but I'm kind of to that age now where I don't really know how to dress for something like this, because I don't want to look like an adult who's a poser, like trying to be cool like a middle schooler, but I don't also want to look like I'm super out of touch and don't really know what to wear. And so I'm thinking right now about my hair, and I'm thinking about my outfit, but I'm supposed to be talking to you guys. So this is the confession I want to make to you tonight. I am self-centered. If I'm honest, most of the time when I go someplace where I'm going to see other people, I'm not thinking about the other person. I'm thinking about me. I'm wondering how it's going to feel for me to be in that place and whether or not anybody is going to notice me for what I want to be noticed for. So I am guessing that I am not alone. You guys might not know that you're self-centered, but I'm guessing a lot of you guys probably are too. I wonder what you were thinking about when you went to home group tonight. So I have a little test to help us each think about whether or not we are self-centered. So here's the first question. When you see someone else, how long does it take you to think about how they look compared to how you look? If you're making that comparison, you just might be self-centered. When you're looking through a photo album and there's pictures of groups in it, do you look for yourself first and see how you look first? If you do, you might be a little bit self-centered. When you are at a group setting, maybe like home group or some sort of party, and someone tells a really great story, is your first reaction to try to tell a better story? If so, you might be self-centered. Or in sports, some of you guys play sports. If there's a goal scored, are you more excited when you score a goal than when it's your team that scores a goal? If so, you might be a little bit self-centered. That's kind of the way we all are. We walk around like we have a mirror in front of our face. We think about ourselves a lot. We think about what we look like. We think about how we're doing. We think about what other people are thinking about us. And what happens when we're walking into a group is that really destroys community. Because when I walk in and I have this mirror in front of my face, there is so much that I can't see. And there's so much of me that you can't see. Right now, you're probably really only looking at the mirror because it's blocking all of my face. Without realizing it, that's what we're doing when we're walking into a room and we're thinking about ourselves. I think that I'm doing things that are going to help me, but I'm really doing things that are hurting me, that's blocking me from really seeing other people, and that are blocking other people from really seeing the real me. This mirror that we hold up gets in the way. So I want to challenge you tonight to think about what it would mean to be just a little bit less self-centered when you are with a group of people. Now, this is something, actually, I'm going to kind of let you in on a little secret. Not just middle schoolers struggle with this. I bet the leaders in the room are also kind of nodding and thinking about this too, because even adults really, really struggle with this. When we go someplace, we're often thinking about ourselves. And there's a scripture passage that you guys are going to look at tonight that's a real challenge for everybody who reads it. It's from Acts 2, and it's about how the church was when they were with each other in those days of the early church. And what's so amazing about it is it talks about how they really enjoyed getting together, they ate meals together regularly, and they shared everything they had with one another. So that means when they went into a room, they weren't asking the question, is anyone going to notice me? They were asking the question, who can I notice? They were walking into a room wondering, how can I help the other people that are in this room? How can I be a friend? How can I bless the other people that are in this room? And they were thinking much more about that than they were thinking about how other people could bless them. But what's so cool about that is when you're actually able to take that perspective, how much that is what helps you more than having this mirror in front of your face. We kind of have this gut instinct to protect ourselves, that we think that we have to think about ourselves because no one else is thinking about us. But if all of us started thinking about each other a little bit more and about ourselves a little bit less, that's when the real community happens. That's when we're going to get cared for the way that we're really craving to be cared for. When someone else in the room is taking that step of courage to talk to us, and we're taking that step of courage to talk to them. And it's a risk. Sometimes you might reveal something about yourself and it might not go well, but it's a risk that's worth taking to try to care for one another in that way that we see an example of in Acts 2 and that God calls us to. And what's so cool about this, you guys, is what if middle school ministries could be a place where that kind of community is actually happening, where people could walk into the room and be noticed for who they are and be accepted for who they are. That kind of thing doesn't happen in most places where you guys are. That's probably not happening in your schools. It's probably not happening on your sports teams. What if it happened at church? What if church was a place where we were real friends with each other, where we really accepted each other, when we really cared about each other, and where we really looked out for one another? So I want to encourage you tonight to have some great conversation about what it would look like to remove that mirror from in front of our faces and instead let ourselves be who we are and look out at the group and see how we could be a friend to those around us.